Here we go. I'm Joe.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening to all you Sip&Talkers out there, whatever time zone you're currently in. Welcome back to Sip&Talk. I'm Sunny.
And I'm Joe, everybody's good friend.
Wait, why did you just say your name twice? I mean, seriously. Anyway, get this. This morning, I was at that new brunch place, right? I ordered this massive New York heavyweight bagel, and the guy at the table next to me was literally just drinking a glass of clear liquid and staring at his watch, like timing himself.
Oh, man. Let me guess, he was doing some kind of intense fasting protocol.
Yeah, he said he was in a OMAD city survival mode or something. I swear it sounded like some elite special forces training.
Right.
Yeah.
That's 1 meal a day. I mean, honestly, in Silicon Valley right now, if you haven't tried not eating for at least 16 hours, you basically can't even show your face in the startup scene.
Exactly. It's like everyone is trying to unlock some hidden brain upgrade by just starving themselves. Which, okay, sounds cool in theory, but I'm looking at my glorious bagel, then looking at his empty glass, and I'm just thinking, dude, isn't your body screaming at you right now?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But, that's exactly what we were tackling today. The science is actually flipping a lot of our old assumptions completely upside down. Like people think sweating more means you're healthier, or doing 100 sit-ups gets you abs.
Right, or that crazy thing I heard recently where the fat you lose is actually just like exhaled out of your lungs. I mean, that sounds more like a Marvel movie than actual biology.
It totally does. But your body's logic is often the exact opposite of what you'd expect.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why today's Sip and Talk is basically a giant health reality check.
Yeah.
We are going on a human body myth-busting tour.
Yes, a total deconstruction of this biological city we live in. We've got everything from a Harvard study that will make you want to scream with joy about ice cream to why your stubborn belly fat is literally harder to shake than a toxic ex.
We're bringing the hard data to show you exactly which fitness rules are just marketing brainwash and which ones are actually ancient survival mechanisms coded into your DNA.
So are you ready? Put down that bottle of vitamin C for a second. Spoiler alert, it's probably not doing what you think it's doing. Let's break down this complex machine.
Let's actually start with that OMAD guy at your brunch spot, because this ties into the ultimate stress test for our biological city, which is, a total lack of food.
Right, OMAD, 1 meal a day. It is like the defining trend of the tech world this decade. People are intentionally using hunger as a biohack.
But logically, think about a real city. If you completely cut off the supply trucks to a bustling metropolis, the city manager doesn't just upgrade the software, right? They start tearing down old buildings for scrap.
That's a really great way to picture it, actually.
And that's my biggest issue with the whole fasting craze. Like, if I stop giving my body protein every few hours, won't my muscles just atrophy? Won't they literally melt away?
See, that is probably the most persistent myth out there. But we have to look at this through an evolutionary lens. I mean, think about our ancient ancestors.
Right. They weren't exactly snacking on protein bars every 2 hours.
Exactly. If they lost their muscle mass every single time they missed a hunt, our entire species would have gone extinct. We simply wouldn't have had the strength to hunt the next day.
So the body actually protects the muscle.
Yes. The clinical data shows this brilliant defensive mechanism. When you hit about 24 hours of fasting, your human growth hormone doesn't just trickle in. It spikes by roughly 5 times.
Wait, a 5-fold increase?
Yeah.
Just from the stress of not eating anything?
Yeah, 5 times. Your body does it to aggressively lock in nitrogen, which preserves your lean muscle tissue when you're in that high-stress environment. Plus, short-term fasting slightly boosts your resting metabolic rate.
Oh, because of norepinephrine, right? Like an adrenaline bump so you have the energy to go find food.
You got it. So instead of tearing down the vital infrastructure, your body starts looking for actual scrap.
Which brings us back to the city manager analogy. It's like recycling the damaged, unused stuff just laying around the streets.
Exactly. And that process is called autophagy. It literally translates to self-eating.
Sounds a little creepy, honestly.
It does, but it's amazing. It's your cellular recycling process. Yoshinori Usumi actually won the 2016 Nobel Prize for mapping out this exact mechanism. It's all based on hormesis.
Hormesis, that's the idea that a moderate amount of stress actually makes the whole system stronger, right?
Precisely. But, and this is but OMAD is not a magic-free pass.
Oh, I know exactly where you're going with this. Because I see people doing the OMAD thing, and then their one meal is like a mountain of fried chicken and a giant sugary soda.
Which completely ruins the whole point. If you break a 24-hour fast with a massive influx of refined carbs, you trigger this monumental insulin spike.
So you basically undo all the good cellular cleanup you just suffered through.
Yeah, that extreme biochemical swing negates the benefits. And furthermore, if you're already super stressed, like you have a crazy job, bad sleep, and you're doing extreme fasting.
That sounds like a fast track to burning out. You're just stacking stress on top of stress.
It absolutely is. It can drive up cortisol, cause insomnia, or even trigger binge-eating loops. The actual goal shouldn't be starvation. The goal is metabolic flexibility.
Which means your body can seamlessly switch between burning the glucose from your bagel and burning stored body fat without you getting all shaky and irritable.
Exactly. You want a flexible system. But hey, speaking of metabolic flexibility and insulin spikes, let's pivot to the total opposite of fasting, the ultimate indulgence.
Oh, yes. The Harvard ice cream paradox. Between 2023 and 2026, the nutrition world was basically fighting a civil war over this massive study out of Harvard.
Over 200,000 people in that data set, which is huge.
Right. And they found that people eating ice cream twice a week had a 22% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes.
I mean, that is the kind of data point that makes public health officials literally pull their hair out.
I know. When I read that, I was ready to just stop everything and go buy a gallon of vanilla bean. They ran the numbers through so many statistical tests trying to erase the finding, but it held up. Ice cream outperformed other dairy products.
It's wild. But calmly reeling you back in for a second, we have to remember observational correlation isn't causation. Still, scientists narrowed it down to 3 main hypotheses.
Okay, lay them on me. What's the first one?
The first is reverse causation, which the skeptics love.
Meaning, unhealthy people actively avoid ice cream because they know they're unhealthy.
Right. If you're pre-diabetic, you actively ban it from your diet. But the healthy people who exercise and don't obsess over weight, they just eat the ice cream without worry.
Okay, that makes logical sense. But a 22% drop is a massive signal. That alone can't account for it. There has to be something physical happening too.
And that brings us to hypothesis number 2. It's all about the milk-fat globule membrane, or MFGM.
MFGM. Sounds like a microscopic force field or something.
It kind of acts like one for your gut, honestly. Traditional ice cream manufacturing retains this intact biological structure, unlike regular processed liquid milk.
Wait, so it actually protects your gut barrier?
Yes. The literature suggests it prevents bacterial endotoxins from leaking into your bloodstream, which stops systemic inflammation.
That is genuinely incredible. And what's the third hypothesis?
The glycemic index, or GI. Traditional ice cream actually has a lower GI than brown rice.
Hold on, you're telling me a bowl of sweet, sugary ice cream spikes your blood sugar less than plain, boring brown rice?
It actually does, because ice cream is super dense with high fat and protein, which act as a buffer in your digestive tract. They dramatically slow down how fast that sugar hits your bloodstream.
So even though it's high in calories, the insulin shock is way softer than just eating pure starches.
Exactly. But we need a huge disclaimer here for our Sip&Talkers. This applies to traditional, simple ingredient ice cream. Cream, milk, sugar, eggs.
Right, not the ultra-processed, neon-colored frozen desserts packed with high fructose corn syrup and weird stabilizers.
No, definitely not those. But hey, there's also the psychological joy of a treat. Lowering your cortisol because you're happy actually has genuine metabolic benefits.
Okay, so let's say I happily eat my traditional ice cream, and now I want to burn off those calories. How does that actually happen?
This is where people get so confused. If you lose 10 pounds, where do you think it physically goes?
I mean, growing up, I always thought you just sweat it out or it turned into heat or, went down the toilet.
Most people do. But the British Medical Journal published a study in 2014 that tracked the specific carbon atoms in fat.
And this is the ghost path of fat loss. It turns out your lungs are your primary fat excretion organ.
Yes, you literally exhale your weight. The chemistry is mind-blowing. When you burn or fully oxidize, 10 kilograms of fat, 8.4 kilograms, is exhaled straight out of your mouth as carbon dioxide.
Which is over 80% of the mass. It's insane.
Right, and only the remaining 1.6 kilograms turns into water, which you sweat or pee out.
Okay, devil's advocate time here. If I just need to exhale carbon dioxide, can I just sit on my couch, binge a TV show, and hyperventilate to lose weight?
Nice try, but no, you would literally just pass out. You have to create the energy demand first.
So you have to actually move your body to break the chemical carbon bonds holding those fat cells together.
Exactly. Only after those bonds are broken can the carbon bind with the oxygen you breathe and get carried to your lungs as exhaust.
Which totally ruins the sauna myth. Like if you sit in a sauna and lose 2 pounds, you didn't break any carbon bonds.
Nope. You just lost water weight. The second you drink a glass of water, those 2 pounds are right back on the scale.
So frustrating. But speaking of frustrating, if my lungs are the exhaust pipe, why is stubborn belly fat so incredibly hard to get into that engine?
Oh, the fortress of belly fat.
Seriously. My face thins out after 2 weeks of eating clean, but my stomach fat just sits there laughing at me.
It's actually a biological defense mechanism. It's all about cellular receptors. Your fat cells have beta receptors, which are like the accelerator pedal.
So they signal the cell to release fat for energy.
Right. And then you have alpha receptors, which act like the brakes. They block fat release.
Let me guess. My belly is just a giant parking lot full of brakes.
You nailed it. The belly and hips have a significantly higher ratio of alpha to beta receptors. Plus, stubborn fat has terrible blood flow.
Yeah, I've noticed if you touch your stomach during a hard run, the skin feels completely cold.
Because the microcirculation is so poor.
It's like a giant warehouse packed with fuel, but it's stuck behind a locked gate at the end of a tiny congested dirt road.
Exactly. The delivery trucks, meaning your blood, can't get down that dirt road to pick up the fat and take it to your lungs.
The logistics are just a nightmare.
So true, and knowing this helps us bust so many fitness industry myths, like spot reduction.
Oh, the idea that 1,000 crunches will selectively melt belly fat.
Right, it's totally fake. Genetics dictate fat loss order. Sit-ups build the muscle underneath, but they don't touch the fat on top.
Okay, here's another one. If you stop lifting weights, your muscle turns into fat.
Biologically impossible. They are completely different cells.
Like a piece of wood turning into a brick.
Exactly. What really happens is your muscle shrinks from a lack of use. And because you're burning fewer calories, the fat cells around it expand.
They just swap places visually. Okay, third myth, fasted cardio. I see people at 6 a.m. suffering on a treadmill on zero food.
A study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition tested this. There is absolutely no long-term fat loss difference between fed and fasted cardio.
And honestly, if you work out completely empty, your intensity plummets.
Yeah.
You might burn a higher percentage of fat during the run, but your total calorie burn is garbage because you're exhausted.
Yes. Total daily energy expenditure is what matters, not the specific fuel source of a 30-minute jog.
Speaking of everyday life rules, let's unlearn some common sense, like drinking 8 glasses of water a day.
This one drives me crazy. It came from a 1945 recommendation, but everyone conveniently forgot the second half of that recommendation.
The part that says we get most of our water from food.
Yes. You don't need to chug 8 glasses of pure liquid. Thirst is a highly evolved biological indicator. Just drink when you're thirsty.
What about popping vitamin C the second you feel a cold coming on?
The Cochrane Library looked at over 11,000 people. For the average person, vitamin C does absolutely nothing to prevent a cold.
Nothing.
Nothing. It only halves the risk if you are under brutal physical stress, like marathon runners or soldiers in freezing weather.
Wow. So for us regular people, taking an extra pill is just making really expensive urine. But man, the psychological comfort of taking it is so real. It gives us a sense of control.
It really does. It's a placebo of action. What about eggs and cholesterol?
Oh, we were told for decades to avoid eggs to protect our heart.
Totally outdated. Dietary cholesterol barely impacts your blood cholesterol. Your liver makes most of it. If you eat more, your liver just makes less to balance it out.
Okay, what about not eating after 8 p.m. because it turns straight to fat?
Calories don't own a watch. Your body doesn't have a Cinderella clock. It's just about your total daily calorie surplus.
A midnight pizza is the same as a noon pizza. Good to know. What about fancy juice detoxes?
Please save your money. Your liver and your kidneys are the only detox system you will ever need. Green juice isn't outperforming a human liver.
Fair enough. Let's hit one last one for the athletes. Static stretching before a workout.
Reaching for your toes and holding it actually lowers your explosive muscle power.
Wait, holding a stretch makes you weaker.
Yeah, it activates the Golgi tendon organ, which detects tension. It essentially puts the muscle to sleep so it doesn't tear. You want dynamic warm-ups before and static stretching after.
Wow. If we zoom out and look at all of this, the human body really isn't just a simple machine you can hack with rigid rules.
It's incredibly adaptable. Most health guidelines are just simplified marketing slogans.
And the danger is confusing marketing with biology. So, to all you listening, maintain your curiosity, but keep your common sense.
Exactly. Look for the actual mechanism behind the claim.
I want to leave you with a final thought today. If our biology evolved to thrive and grow stronger under conditions of intermittent stress, scarcity, and physical exhaustion,
Which we absolutely know it did.
right, How might our modern lives, with our perfect climate control, super soft beds, and food delivery apps at the push of a button, be quietly altering our biology in ways we haven't even measured yet? Are we simply becoming too comfortable to be healthy?
That is a massive question to think about. By the way, before we sign off, don't forget to subscribe to our Sip&Talk podcast.
And definitely go check out our good buddy Mickey's YouTube channel, Mickey to Life.
We'll catch you guys on the next one.
See ya.